Just wiggle it in there. Okay. Don't need to go in there a lot. Something just so you have two little nipples sticking out, I guess. Get some air. And then hopefully you can get it right on the first time and pull this bitch out, no problem. Like that. And then you'll be stuck with two little nipples. Those, you're going to want to cut those off, I guess. Wire cutters could probably do it. You can get a cheap pair anywhere. Wire cutters. And you probably didn't even lose 1 PSI doing it like that. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, that is the first time I've used this setup. I shouldn't be getting cocky because then these plugs may not hold, then I'll be pissed off, but. And that's it. Those you probably want to cut off. But I'm going to leave them for now. And then just start cleaning up your mess, just start putting tools away. And when you buy this kit, depending on what kind of kit you get, I would recommend getting the big kit, even though you probably don't need it for a car. Unless, you know, do whatever you like. See, this here I think is, see ya. Now remember, I wasted one of them because I fucked up on that deal. You'll get probably, you know, it'll come with 1, 2, 3, 4 packages. Don't know what the lube is for, so someone will have to tell me that, and you just have to read the comments because I don't know what the lube is for. The lube is probably just for nothing, really. Maybe it's just a lube up the tools, I don't know. And this kit anyway, it came with some air chucks. Of course, or a 4-way valve tool. Okay. Which looks like this. I guess this basically just, it allows you to take your valve stem off if you need to. Which is what the valve stem is what I use to put air in the tire, which you've seen on the John Deere. I was putting that air hose up to the tire and that little black thing. Okay, which is on, every tire has it. Small, well, unless you get the solid ones, then they don't require air. Okay, I got 2 of them. So I guess if you lose one, then you have it. So pretty neat. But really all you need is basically these 2 tools, some kind of an air source, and then your sticky things. Okay, but you'll probably only need 1, but you'll probably get it wrong the first time. I did. Obviously I got it wrong the first time. Okay, and then you can just start putting all your start putting your tools away. Which is, I guess, it's basically just like that, I guess. And like I said, I don't even know what this does. I don't know if it's some kind of a stopper or what, I don't know. But it will come with an Allen key, too, as well. So you can remove that tool, which is, I don't think I showed that in the video, but there's some screws in here you can back out and you can take your thing off. So I guess if you were to break one of these handles, you could actually just take this tool off and put it in this tool, basically, from what I can tell. Oh yeah, and then you'll need like some kind of a cutter to cut those nipples off. Which I think a pair of wire cutters would do just fine. Okay. But mine is the 25-piece tire repair kit. It comes with 1 T-handle, the plunger, the screwdriver probe, 1 bottle of lube, which I don't use, I don't know what it does. The hex key wrench, which is that little black thing I just showed you, and then 20 piece of string plug, and then it gives you the sizes. Okay. And of course, understanding these can, these are dangerous tools. This is that cheap one that I bought on eBay, and it came damaged. But luckily, I wasn't missing anything, which kind of, was a good thing. So, I originally bought this for Big Red because I knew Big Red had the tire in it for months, and I just didn't bother fixing it right away. I kind of figured, what's the point? Because really, I'm going to be getting new tires anyway. So I did that, and I fixed the John Deere because I stabbed that twice. So all you need is to get a kit. Get this kind of a kit. Hopefully you don't get it from the guy that I bought it from. I don't remember the eBay or the seller. I don't remember who he was, but I can probably look it up too. But piss poor bullshit thing. Okay, he sucks. He ain't no good. And whatever. You'll need that. You'll need some kind of an air source. So like a small 12-volt air compressor. Okay, you can get that. I seen one on Northern Tool for like $30 as well. It's a tiny one, but it'll do if you need to pump your tires back up. Oh yeah, and of course, then you'll need the attachments too to go. You need it'll come with the air hose. You gotta make sure it comes with the correct valve. Most of the time they do. So yeah, you need that. Your air, a flathead screwdriver. Which you probably could actually even use that thingy that you push the plug into, the open eye plunger. That would probably work okay as a screwdriver too. But most times you would have it. I mean, it's common sense to put. I mean, if I get the ion fixed, I'm going to be loading the back of that trunk up with tools. I know in my grandma's Pontiac we have jumper cables, a spare bottle of oil, some tools, a flashlight with a battery in case we get stranded in the middle of the night and we have to walk somewhere or something during the night. So the Pontiac is pretty much well equipped, except it doesn't have an air compressor, which is what I'll probably be getting. So yeah, and then you'll need a pair of wire, like some kind of wire cutters. This is just as a scissor, cutting paper. It doesn't work the greatest. So, wire cutters would probably work the best for you, from what I'm thinking. That's what that guy said on YouTube. Anyway, when I watched the video, he used a pair of wire cutters to snip them. And I have a pair of wire cutters, so I just don't have them with me because it's in my other toolkit, which is in the house. So that's basically all you need. I'm going to around for a minute. Yeah. I'm going to go get I'm going to clean up here a little bit, and then I'm going to get my wire cutters, and I'm going to cut these nipples off. And then I'm going to wait about a day, because it's Sunday today, and I don't think I'm going anywhere. Usually, even on a Sunday, I'll go somewhere. But I'll go to the farm and do something. But fuck, I think I'll take a day off. And then, yeah, I'll just take a day off. Fuck it. And then this can have time to do whatever it wants to do. And I want to be able to. I normally really don't check tire pressure on the John Deeres, even though I do sometimes. I do at the beginning of the year and the end of the year. But during the summer, if I get a little bit low on air, I usually will just push down on the tire, and that'll kind of tell me. What you do, what I find it easy is if you check to see how much tire pressure you need, put that in your tire, and then push down on the tire or hit it with something. And then if it starts getting low, because you'll be able to tell if it's getting low or not too, but if you can't tell, hit the tire again, and then the tire will start to kind of like bounce a little bit, or it'll sound different as well. So when I check tire pressure on my machines, I don't always pull out the gauge to tell me what the pressure is. I just hit it with my hand, you know. And if the tire bounces, then I know it's low on air. If it pretty solid, then it's not going. And it's low. You don't want to over pressurize them either because they're only rated for so much psi before they just, and you don't want them to explode because they will kill you. They'll take your head clean off, and that's it. You're done. So. Oh yeah, another thing too is make sure that you do have some kind of a gauge, even something like this. I'll show you here. Even something like this, okay. This is just I got one with Big Red too, but it kind of blew apart because it's cheap. But even something like this will tell you tire pressure. I don't use this one. I keep this one for an emergency backup spare. It came with the John Deere, so I just left it in the John Deere. Okay. Oh yeah, we also keep a pair of locking pliers in the car. I got a pair of locking pliers in every machine that I own. Big Red and the John Deere have a pair of locking pliers, which are these things here. Okay. I mean, I got Big Red all stocked up. I got my work gloves in here. I got 2 different kinds of screwdrivers, my straps. Tools that came with the machine, because if you buy a machine, it'll come with tools as well. Like this came with the John Deere, so I kept it with the John Deere. Big Red came with a whole kit of tools too, and I just keep them there in a glove box. You never know when you might need them. So, yeah, just get something. I wouldn't get something super cheap. I'd get something worthwhile. I have a digital one, which is what I keep in the house, which is what I normally use for the machines, because I like digital. But if you got a little bit extra money and you wanted something neater, get a digital one then. My uncle actually has a digital one as well. That's why I got one, because I liked his. So mine's a different brand than his, a different color, but it's digital. So all it works the same. So, but just get something simple. If you don't want to go all fancy, you want something low tech, well there you go. And on the side of your tires, depending on how your tires are mounted, which usually they're supposed to be on the outside of the tire, it'll tell you the max psi as well. Like Big Red's probably. Well, I'm never going to be able to find it now, but it's probably, usually I think the max PSI in this tire was like 20 pounds or something, but that's not what you use. So that's how much pressure the tire could take before it would actually, I guess, just finally explode or something. So read your tire, or it could be in the book, because usually when you buy something, it'll come with an owner's manual, and those to kind of give you an idea. In the John Deere, the correct tire pressure is underneath the hood, because it's part of the daily maintenance that they're supposed to do these machines. So that comes with that. Big Red also comes with it too. It's on the side of the fender, but that's for cold weather. If that would work for warm weather, I don't know. That's just what I go by. I don't bother checking and seeing if I have summer pressure or not, because I don't know if that is such a thing or not. And you also got to see too what kind of ply your tires, which is not a big deal. You don't really have to worry about that for a car. But I think on the John Deere, the front tires are 4 ply and the rears are 2 ply. So again, they're going to require different psi of tire, of air. So it's not a big deal, I guess. So I just put in what they recommend. Big Red recommends 7 pounds or 7 psi in the rear, and I think 4 in the front. And the John Deere is about the same. So that's just what I put in. That's what they recommend. That's factory recommends. So I run with it, and I don't have a problem with it. So, but yeah, so anyways, guys, I'm going to take off. It's probably a super long video. I don't even know if you guys will even watch it this far in. Let me know if you did or not. Now, this is not a freaking, this is how you do it the proper. I mean, it's probably the proper way of doing it. I don't know. Someone's got to tell me what the fuck the lube does, because damn if I know what the lube does. I didn't use it. And the tires still seem to be holding air. So, but like I said, I've seen a guy on YouTube doing it, and he never used any lube. So, another thing that I would recommend getting, if I can remember the name, I think it's called Tire Jet or Tire Jet or something. I don't remember. It's Tire something. One lonely farmer uses that shit. It's basically kind of like tire slime or slime, which is what I put in the John Deere tire. That one over there that blew out. Apparently got a leak in it from what I don't know. But this stuff is actually rubber, whereas as that I think the slime would just stay liquid. But the tire jet or whatever the hell it's called, that actually turns into rubber, and it's also self-healing. So if you punch it with a nail, and you pull the nail back out, that rubber will actually close right back on the hole again, and you won't lose much air if any at all. So, and one lonely farmer proved it too. He actually took a, what was it, like a 44 Magnum or something like that. It was a gun. He shot the tire with the gun, and he blew a big hole in it, and it patched it over. So it probably wasn't a 44 Magnum. I think that would blow it right apart. But it was a lot. It was something like that. It was like a 6-shooter, like what the Westerns use. So you can always get those and load them in your fucking tires. I ain't even thinking about doing that to mine, dude. Cause fuck it, you would never have to do anything with them because they would always self-heal themselves. But then again, if you have to get new tires and you go to the dealer, they're going to charge you a little bit more too because there's a mess inside your tire and they have to clean it out to beat it for the new one. So it has its ups and downs. You know, I probably wouldn't really have a problem paying the dealer to clean it up because I'm just going to go back and re-slime or whatever again anyway. So, but yeah, I just recommend, you know, even if you're on the side of a road, get some tools. Get a 12-volt air compressor, either the biggest one you can find or the smallest one, which one you're comfortable with having in your car. And if your trunk has like a false bottom to it or whatever, just like the Ion does, put them in there. I think the Pontiac might have one too, but I don't know. I've never been in the Pontiac's trunk. So I've been in it, but I haven't been underneath the floor of it. So it's usually just like a plywood floor, you know, and you can just pull it up real quick and get your spare tire if that's where your tire is. That's where it is on the Ion. So if I get that thing back, if I get that thing running, I'm gonna be filling the back of that with tools and shit. And also keep maybe something for emergencies. Keep some kind of a glass punch thing around. So you hear this is a pocket knife. It's a rescue knife, so it has everything in it. You can get just the glass punch things itself, and then you can put that like in the glove box of your car or on the side of your door or whatever. You know, just remember that it's there if you ever happen to go into the lake or something. And I plan on probably getting a whole bunch of those too, or at least one for the car anyway. Even though I'll carry my knife with me, but you know, it's smart thinking to do that. So, and guys, I will make an update video probably in a couple days on this. The tiller is a totally different story. That ball bearing's not even on their list of shit. So maybe someone will tell me where to look for that. But for right now, as of right now, you guys probably won't be seeing this video for a while yet. But I haven't found the part that bearing. So I don't know if it's just an ordinary bearing, a ball bearing that I can just go in, take that one out, go to any Napa or whatever, and just let them order it, or I don't know. So I guess we'll see what happens, but yeah, I definitely recommend to get yourself a little bit of a toolkit going on in your cars, or your trucks, even your tractors maybe or something, and be prepared for this kind of shit. Like I said, I originally bought this tire plug kit for Big Red because I knew that Big Red had a nail in it, and both of these rear tires I think have been at least stabbed once or twice. This tire right here has got a patch in it, an actual rubber patch, because when that business was open over there in North Dakota, they actually would take the tire off the rim and they would put a rubber piece inside the rim, or inside the tire, and it would harden. And that's still holding to this day, and that happened about 4 or 5 years ago, and that's still holding. That tire has been stabbed twice. The first time it didn't go through. It actually kind of like started piercing and then kind of went up. It was still actually inside the tire. It never pierced all the way through. But this time it got stabbed, and that is a big, massive fucking nail. That's a pretty big fucking nail. That's pretty big. And of course, then the head's been wearing off because obviously driving on the roads, doing spin outs, whatever. So it burned the head off pretty good on it. It's probably not going to focus. There we go. So yeah, it freaking chooched it pretty good. So that's what killed Big Red's tire right there. Of course, there's nothing new. Big Red always picks up fucking nails. I tell you, Big Red's a fucking nail magnet. It's just probably like every time these tires have been stabbed, it's always been with a fucking nail. But that's pretty common too with anything. They always pick up fucking nails. Quit dropping your fucking nails on the road, you pricks. You know, it's stupid. This costs people money. You know, it costs money to us, you know, and whatever. So anyway, guys, I'm going to take off. I may even cut this video up a little bit. I don't know. Because I don't know what I'll have all planned for next week. So I may just cut this video up into parts. Real short parts. And, because it's already a 50-minute video, and I know not everyone's going to watch it all at once. So maybe I'll cut it up, see how it turns out. But yeah, I recommend getting yourself a kit, or a repair kit. This one, get an air compressor. And I think these you can buy anywhere, probably any hardware store will probably sell them. You can order them. You can definitely order them online. So yeah, definitely do that. It's gonna cost you a lot of money, but then in the long run, when you have that tire problem, you'll be ready for it. Now, if it's a complete blowout, like the sidewalls actually gave out, because that's known to happen too, that's obviously from the tire being wore out. You're screwed there. No patcher's going to fix that. You're going to have to call a tow truck, and they're going to have to tow your ass to a repair shop and get yourself another tire. But then also, again, you should have a spare tire, meaning you can put the spare on, get your ass to the nearest repair shop, and they'll fix your tire. And spare tires are only spare tires. They're not meant to really go long distances, because they're not meant for that. They're only meant, from what I heard, they're only supposed to get you about a mile or two, and that's it, which is stupid. Which I think you could just take that fucking tire off and go get a real expensive tire, and probably just, you know, it'd last just as long. But that spare tire is only a donut, so that only gets you so far. So, but always make sure your spare tires are in good shape too. Make sure they got air as well, because you don't want to put a spare on and it's flat, because that would suck ass. So, and we were in a, this was many years ago. We were going to a city because we were actually thinking about moving there, and it was actually further away from this city that that we actually originally moved to. There was one that we were going to move to further past that, and along the way it was actually me, my mom, my sister, and her boyfriend, because he was the one that had the car at the time. And about halfway, the tire blew out on him, and he didn't have a spare. Luckily, some people were nice enough to pull over and give him a ride to the nearest repair shop to get that tire fixed. It took a while. It took about an hour. So, hour and a half, whatever. A little bit to get there, time for them to fix it, and then come back, and then to put it on, take it off. You know, whatever. So we've been through that. The Pontiac definitely needs new tires as well. They're getting bald as fuck, but whatever, I ain't paying for it, so. But yeah, the tiller's still down. I can't find that ball bearing anywhere on their website, so it must just be an ordinary ball bearing that I could probably even get at that John Deere or something too. I don't know. Napa would probably have it. I don't really know. Someone will tell me at some point. So, and then the John Deere cart probably needs a new bushing as well. So that'd be freaking hilarious. That would just be awesome to tear that bitch apart. So I'll probably tear that apart next month. I'll probably try to fix this tiller this month, because I kind of need it. Even though gardening's just about over, but you know, weeds still grow. So tiller will just stay tore apart for now. So, all right, guys, I'm going to take off. So yeah. So anyway, guys, I'm going to take off, so I guess have a good day and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.